and Dr. Thomas Pringle.
Thank you, Last Concorda. Minister, I would like to support this motion as well. I think it is vital that private nursing homes be included within the remit of the Ombudsman if we are to take elderly care seriously. We cannot have two elderly care policies, one public and the other private. All institutions, organisations and companies who provide services for a vulnerable population need the objective, reliable model of scrutiny which the Ombudsman provides. The service users should always have the right to seek accountability of those who oversee and manage their care, and it serves to honour and protect the dignity of elderly people deserve in later years of their lives. However, a few concerns remain. The remit is narrow enough as it only applies to nursing homes which are funded by the state through the nursing home support scheme. Ideally, I would like to see any place that deals with elderly care fall under the remit, fall under the remit, but as demand for a fair deal is increasing over time, this motion will have a significant impact. But I would have a concern that there could be two patients side by side in a nursing home, one who has access to the Ombudsman and one who doesn't have access to that system. In an ideal world, residential care would not be the focal point of our national ageing policy. Of course, we will always need nursing homes and everyone is entitled to the option that meets their needs the most. But many people can live at home and want to. According to the Government's National Ageing Strategy 2013, the stated national policy was to enable people to age with confidence, security and dignity in their home and communities for as long as possible. However, as we have seen with the primary care model and in our mental health policy, resources do not match the intentions. According to Age Action, in 2013, out of a total budget of €1.39 billion, 72% was spent on nursing home support scheme, which supports 22,000 elderly people, which is only approximately 4% of the population aged over 65. And only 14% of this budget was spent on home health services, with 9% on home care packages. Home health funding has declined by almost 12% since 2009, and while the hours may have increased and the number of patients in receipt of hours may have increased, the actual quality of the time that they get has decreased. Age Action have noted the trend in the admissions policies of nursing homes, which have increased the number of low to medium dependency people being admitted, while lowering the number of high dependency residents. And indeed, high dependency residents end up staying in local community hospitals rather than in nursing homes. I wonder if this model has been adopted to manage more people for less hassle and at a lower cost than admitting older, more dependent people into the nursing homes. This may especially be the case for private nursing homes who run on a profit margin. While there is a statutory support for nursing home care, there is none for home help, and it is a model that really doesn't make any sense. Yes, the family structure has changed and we don't all live with 3 generations under the one roof, and we have both parents working as the new norm. But we don't empower people to be carers. We don't support people when they do care for others, and they have no standing in our society. The cut in respite care was one example of how the current government treats most of our valued people and has continued this trend ever since. In Donegal, Minister, that we have the highest number of elderly people living in the community in the country. I think it's over 4%. And that's because the HSE in Donegal, to their credit, has supported home care and has supported home care packages. And that's a model that should be rolled out across the country, removing the dependency on nursing home care rather than increasing the dependency that we see. And it's a lot more cost effective and cheaper as well. The process within the Ombudsman's office requires an individual to make a complaint seeking to resolve the dispute with a nursing home in the first instance. The Ombudsman has announced that there will be information sessions for private nursing home owners, which I think is a very important aspect to empowering the Ombudsman's office. But I believe an information campaign should also be targeted to the residents of private nursing homes and their families, as this legislation deals with very vulnerable people. How can we ensure that a vulnerable person is empowered to speak up against an authority if they do not know their rights and entitlements? Many people are not aware of their fundamental entitlements. They may not be aware of the due process and procedure, and this, I think, is a real concern. Literacy with regards to bureaucracy and a full understanding of how to work around bureaucratic systems has led to numerous breaches across the spectrum in service provision in Ireland. So my question with regards to the extension of this remit is, how are we going to empower people to understand the role of the Ombudsman and their ability to access this resource? Are we resourcing the Ombudsman's office to deal with the rise in the number of complaints that could be received due to this greater awareness? And I think it's important to note that there's a high rate of cases discontinued as well within the Ombudsman's office, so we need to make sure that the resources are available to them to deal with it. Thanks.